Here we are. Hey, Cassidy.
How's it going?
This is Cassidy Schnase? Snazzy?
Schnase.
Snazzy. Okay,
Yep.
so snaz, almost like the German word for nose.
Yep. So
Okay,
yep.
but you don't have, I think my nose is larger than yours. I don't. So we're just running in here, getting started. You are Fargo Famous. You've got Replay Games. That's
do.
at www.replaygames.us. You buy, sell, trade. You tell me you don't rent anymore, but you can play new and retro video games.
Yeah. So basically, we have a modern day arcade with over 7,000 games from PlayStation 5 all the way to the original Atari, including over 600 board games, virtual reality, and PC gaming.
That's really cool. How long have you been doing that?
5.5 years.
5.5 years. And what the heck got you started doing something like that?
It's basically the store that I always wished existed growing up, and no one's never done it. And I got tired of waiting.
Because it's like an arcade.
Yeah, like
but you don't. Do you have arcade boxes in the place?
We have a couple arcade cabinets, but we're focusing on being more of a modern day arcade is how I take it. And so instead of slinging quarters, you're just paying by the hour.
How do you even get started with something like that? So what were you doing before Replay Games? Like what before it was even an idea? When was the first time you had the idea even?
Yeah, it comes from a couple different facets of my life, but my wife tells the story the best in that we've been together for a long time, and as long as she's known me, I've talked about, wouldn't it be cool if there's a store that was like GameStop or Rock 30 Games where you could buy games, but also sharing that enjoyment of playing games. And she got tired of me talking about that idea, and she's like, you know what, write a business plan, find out if it's worth doing. And she actually hoped it was going to shut me up and that would be too much work, but here we are. Her gamble failed.
Yeah, and here you are. You're stuck with it now. It's a full business, booming business. You guys have the doors open. You're downtown, I think.
Yep, we're right on Broadway next to Reuter's Bar, and what used to be Third Drop Coffee is going to be now Moonrise Cafe. They're hoping to open, I think, mid-October.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And so do you guys get a lot of foot traffic then, being downtown?
Tons of foot traffic. It's definitely one of the big selling points of being downtown.
That's so very cool. You used to be just on the other side. You've moved deeper in. Have you noticed a big change since you moved? When was that move?
Yeah, so we've been in this new location for just over a year. We moved in with we opened with July Street Fair last year in 2022, and yeah, Google Maps says we moved 400 feet. There's a hilarious story of watching us carry our TVs across First Avenue from our old location.
Yeah, yeah. So you just walked it straight across.
Yeah, we didn't rent any trucks. So.
That's wild. And so you always had always had an entrepreneurial spirit, or where does this? What do your mom and dad do? Is that where you get it from, or where does it come from? The idea I'm going to start my own business.
Definitely family born.
Okay.
My grandparents are farmers in Animals up by Minot,
Oh,
and then
okay.
my dad is semi-retired, taking over that farm. And for most of my life, he was working the farm on the weekends, and during the week, he had his own business with towing.
The farm out Minot.
Yep.
Now, for listeners who don't know, where might Minot be? That's out in North Dakota.
Yep, it's getting close to a little bit west of the middle of the state. If you know where Rugby, North Dakota is, it's a little bit west from there. So
okay.
Yeah.
And what's the population like out there?
Minot, I'm not even sure. It's like maybe 10,000. I couldn't even tell you how
so like
big
the
they are,
Fargo
so,
hit the whole metro is like 250,000, I want to say.
Right, yeah.
And so it's like not even a tenth the size.
No, I know that Minot's, I'm probably way off on that number. I know that Harvey's the closest big town near there. It's got about 7,000.
Oh.
So I feel like Minot's way bigger than that, but I guess I don't have.
Do you
good
have a
numbers on
target?
hand.
Do you have a target?
Target market? Yeah, so we look for...
No. No, excuse me. Do you have a Target like Walmart and Target?
Oh yes,
out
yes,
in
they have
Minot.
Walmart and Target.
Okay,
so, yeah.
okay, so they're big enough. They're big enough for that. My wife might be able to live.
I think it's the third largest city in the state. So
okay,
that's why I feel like I'm way off on that 10,000.
But North Dakota is pretty small.
Yeah.
I think Fargo is the most metro feeling place.
Definitely.
In all of, I went to Bismarck. Bismarck would probably be number 2.
Yep.
But the Bismarck, definitely has more of that rural feel. But so you grew up in small town Minot.
Yep.
As the son of a farmer.
Yep.
What brought you into Fargo?
So I moved here when I was 2. But my dad was always wanting to do his own thing. And so he had Border City Service, where it was the towing I was talking about. And then on the weekends, we'd be up at the farm helping Grandpa with the cattle ranching.
Oh, okay. So Dad moved here when you were 2.
Yep.
To do the towing.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And so the farm, the towing, all of that, entrepreneur, you saw family members, and you were like, you know what? I want to start my own business. And it just started. How do you even begin? So did you just donate all of your own already used? How do you?
Pretty much, yeah. So gaming's always been a part of my life. I've always been a gamer. And so if I wasn't doing something that my parents were asking me, or doing a little bit of schoolwork that I did do, I had a game in hand. Also did football and stuff like that, and played violin in high school. But then I went into a background in IT work. I did a lot of IT stuff with college, and then when I got into college, it was a mix between IT and game development.
Okay.
And so my degree is in game design.
Really?
And so that's like my dream job would be to make my own games.
Have you made your own games at all? You must have used them back in the day. You and I are about the same age.
Yep.
How old are you right now?
I'm 34. We'll
34.
35,
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
You are just a pup. I'm 37. I'm an old man. But you must have played the RPG Maker back in the day,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
That was
Actually,
a lot of fun.
before RPG Maker was RPG Toolkit, and that's what I started
yes.
with.
Yeah. Yes, and then it turned into, because you had to download the RMK and all that stuff. Yeah, I messed around the heck with that.
Yeah.
I had similar dreams, but didn't follow through.
Yeah, and I've done a lot of just personal projects in that regard. Yeah.
But nothing that you've ever published.
Nothing that I published is the scared writer kind of joke.
Okay. Well, and then you guys also do board games.
Yes.
Have you at least made your own board game yet?
Not that like unpublished or whatever like that, but I've had people like playtest ideas.
Yeah. You know what you and I should collaborate on is doing a Fargo version of Monopoly.
Yeah. We actually have Fargopoly at the store.
Wait, that's already a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody already stole my idea. It was such a clever and original idea that I had. Okay, well, fantastic. What before we're just about to head to our first break here? What's your favorite video game? I want to make sure that we get you on the record on that.
I always have a tough decision with that. Top 10 is usually easier, but I've always been a sucker for sci-fi, and I really like the Metroid series. And so Metroid on the Super Nintendo, Metroid is probably one of my favorite
so you prefer the retro games, to be sure.
Super Nintendo's my jam.
Awesome. Well, I've got a dubstep of a Mario song called Serious Coin from Nostalgia. So we're going to listen to that, and then we'll come back with Fargo Fun. Don't go nowhere.